The Emmy for Outstanding Science and Technology documentary was awarded to an incredible out-of-the-world experience. A Year in Space chronicled Scott Kelly's historic year-long stint floating above the Earth in the International Space Station, a feat that had never before been done. While his twin brother, Mark Kelly, the husband of former Congressperson Gabby Giffords, stayed on the ground. The information gathered about the Kelly twins will be used for research by NASA for future missions. Let's take a look.
While twins are born with the same genetic material, it changes over time. And maybe it changes more rapidly in space than on Earth.
NASA is doing kind of a comparative study between my brother Mark and I, since we're identical twins. I call him much more when I'm in space than I do on Earth. And it's because, you just feel like you're so far away, you need to try to maintain some kind of a connection.
I'll be probably more excited for him than anybody else. I've flown 4 flights. This will be his 4th flight. For my mom's passed away, but for my dad, to have, gone through this whole experience, 8 times now, it's a lot.
Joining me now to talk about this mission is Columbia University professor of mechanical engineering and a former NASA astronaut himself, Dr. Michael Massimino. Dr. Massimino, it's nice to have you here with us. I want to mention
pleasure, Jeff.
I want to mention to our viewers so that they know, you not only know about this academically, you did 2 space missions, 4 spacewalks, which I think is really, really cool. We're talking about the fact that Scott Kelly has been in space for a full year.
Yeah.
And it's the longest anybody has done that. Why is that such a big deal, the idea of spending a full year in space?
Well, if you look at what we've done on leaving our planet, right? We take these steps. We went to the moon many years ago, and the space shuttle program, and the space station was really our first experience with having a permanent presence, at least for the United States. I mean, the Russians, while we were going to the moon and flying the space shuttle, they had Space Station Mir and other space stations. But especially for the international cooperative effort between the United States and its partners in Russia, this was a major step, getting a permanent facility up there. It's been up there since 2000. We've had a person on the space station. We've changed them out since that time. So we've had this permanent presence in space. But they've been basically 6-month trips. And now we have Scott and his cosmonaut counterpart that have been up there for almost a full year now, and looking forward to where we're going to go from here, from low Earth orbit, from the space station. What's our next step? Where are we going to explore next? And we're looking at going beyond low Earth orbit, maybe to Mars. There was some talk about maybe going to the moon, but it seems now like momentum is picking up to go to Mars. That's a long trip. You're going to put people in space for about 2.5 years. And so by doing this year mission, we're learning an awful lot of what it's going to take to put people out there for a longer mission, which is our goal. I think our goal as a humanity, as a world, is to get away from low Earth orbit, get away even from the moon, get going and get people out to Mars. And this was a huge step in taking that big leap.
Next 20, 30 years, do you think realistically there's a fairly good chance we get to Mars?
Jack, I really think there is. And I was talking to one of my friends who had just come back from the space, Kjell Lindgren, who was up for 6 months when Scott was up there, and he just got back and was in New York last week, and I got to spend some time with him, and he was saying they're picking a new astronaut class, and how they're saying, they're saying these guys are going to go to the moon or Mars, and he was saying they told my class, so I said, Kjell, they told my class the same thing in 1996. You're all going to Mars, or you're going to the moon or something like, and it's been longer than we expected. We were hoping we'd already be there. But I think realistically, it's a really tough problem. I mean, going to a place like Mars, it's far away and it's in a different orbit. And even the moon kind of is, we know where it is, right? It stays with us in our orbit. We're in the same plane of the ecliptic as Mars, but Mars is in another orbit. So sometimes it's close to us and sometimes it's far away. You're going to be able to have to leave the planet and really, no kidding, leave without being able to come back for a while. And that's the big challenge. You're going to be gone for a while. So is it realistic? I think it is. I think we're getting to the point, especially with what we've done on the space station, the things we've learned during Scott's mission are going to help us get there. And yes, I also think that there's a lot of interest. Technology is growing. The commercial companies like SpaceX and some of these other companies that are or these entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Branson, these other guys, they're seeing ways to make this commercially viable, space travel that is. So I think once we get what NASA's doing, what we're learning on the space station, and hopefully combined with what's going on with these commercial companies and with the general interest, you know, the movie The Martian.
Yeah.
People, you know,
Has people
are-
thinking about it now.
They think, yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I think we'll get there. Hopefully within our lifetimes.
Hey, Mike, it's a real pleasure meeting you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Be well.
All right.